Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you've ever tried dealing with state bureaucracy, you know it can feel exactly like being stuck in a maze. Well, today, we're taking that frustrating, tangled process of getting your Mississippi crash report and turning it into a smooth, easy-to-navigate straight line. Let's get into it. So, ever wondered how to smoothly navigate this maze of paperwork and get your accident report without a hitch? You are absolutely in the right place. Imagine you've just been in a fender bender. The dust settles, everyone is safe, thank goodness, but now the real headache begins, right? The paperwork. If you're finding yourself completely overwhelmed by the aftermath, trust me, it is perfectly normal to feel a bit lost. We're going to break this whole thing down so you can get exactly what you need and, most importantly, get on with your life.
Okay, here is our map for navigating this maze together. We'll be hitting 6 main stops today: decoding the accident report, checking your eligibility, gathering your key details, 3 ways to apply, fees, timelines, and fixes, and finally, using your report.
Right. Let's dive into Section 1, decoding the accident report and figuring out what it actually is. So officially, it's called the Mississippi Uniform Crash Report, and this document is literally the ultimate key for your insurance claims and legal protection. Why? Because it provides a completely neutral, official account of the incident. It doesn't just say, who hit whom. It captures the exact environmental conditions at the time, detailed vehicle descriptions, insurance details, and absolutely crucially, the responding officer's complete scene narrative. That narrative is usually the tiebreaker when stories clash and fingers start pointing.
Now, here is a crucial detail you definitely do not want to miss. If an officer doesn't investigate the scene, let's say it's just a minor parking lot scrape, you are legally required to file a written report yourself within 10 days. But this strict rule only kicks in if the collision results in physical injury, death, or if the property damage is over $500. It's basically a failsafe, designed to make sure the state gets accurate safety data and everyone stays compliant with their insurance.
Moving right along to Section 2, checking your eligibility. Because Mississippi treats these reports with strict privacy laws, you really can't just look up anyone's crash report out of curiosity. Under Mississippi laws, specifically Section 63-3-417, only 5 specific groups of authorized interested parties are legally permitted to pull an unredacted copy. We're talking about the directly involved principals, so drivers, passengers, pedestrians. Then you've got next of kin, estate representatives, legal counsel of record, and insurer representatives. If you aren't on this VIP list, you are locked out, and honestly for good reason, because these reports contain highly sensitive personal data. And let me tell you, the state takes this privacy incredibly seriously. If you try to fraudulently obtain a report and you aren't one of those authorized parties, you're not just looking at a slap on the wrist. You could be hit with a massive fine of up to $2,500 and, no joke, face 6 months in jail. So definitely double check that you fall into one of those authorized categories before you hit submit. Okay, now that you know you're eligible, let's move to Section 3, gathering your key details and knowing exactly where to look. First things first, you have to determine which jurisdiction actually holds your report. Otherwise, you'll be endlessly searching a database that has absolutely no record of you. If your collision happened on an interstate highway or a rural route outside city limits, it's highly likely sitting with the Mississippi Highway Patrol. But if it went down at a downtown intersection or somewhere within municipal borders, you'll need to hit up the local police or sheriff's department. Figuring this out up front, it's going to save you hours of frustration. To really streamline the search process without a hitch, make sure you gather a few essential details before making your request. You're going to need the exact date of the accident, the first and last name of an involved party, the state or local case number if the officer provided one, and the vehicle ID, so either the VIN or the license plate. Having the VIN is a real game changer, actually, because it ensures you don't accidentally pull a report for a different John Doe who happened to crash on the exact same day. Awesome. Moving to Section 4, 3 ways to apply, where we'll choose your path to getting the document. So the most convenient route by far is the online portal. You simply visit the DPS website at ms.gov/DPS, select the responding agency from the dropdown, enter your report ID or involved party details, pay the fee, and download your file right then and there. It's built to be quick, user-friendly, and best of all, you can do the whole shebang from your couch. But you do have choices, and there are some trade-offs here. While the online method is lightning fast, it costs $20, and there is a pretty major catch. The digital download link expires in exactly 24 hours. So pro tip, save it to your computer the literal second you open it.
On the flip side, mail or in-person requests are physical deliveries and a bit cheaper at $15, but they take a lot more time and effort, like physically visiting a district station or mailing a money order all the way to Jackson, Mississippi.
All right, let's transition to Section 5, Fees, Timelines, and Fixes. It's time to manage some expectations.
Patience is absolutely key here, so let's walk through the timeline. Day 0, the crash occurs. By day 6, law enforcement is required by law to forward the report. Now, generally, it's between days 5 and 10 that the report finally shows up on the DPS portal. So give the investigating officer a few days to actually process and upload everything before you start frantically hitting refresh on the search page. And again, do not forget that strict 24-hour expiration countdown once you purchase that online link.
When we talk about fees, you're basically paying a tiny premium for the convenience of avoiding the post office. That $20 online fee includes a $5 handling charge. If you'd rather keep that $5 in your pocket, the $15 mail-in or in-person options are perfectly viable, assuming you've got the extra time to spare.
Now, what if you finally get your hands on the report and spot a glaring mistake? Don't panic. While officers are, rarely going to change their subjective opinions on who was at fault, you can absolutely address verified factual errors, say a misspelled name or a completely incorrect license plate. Just reach out to the responding agency and they can issue a corrected supplement to fix those hard facts, ensuring the official state record is pristine.
Finally, we've reached Section 6, using your report to protect your interests.
Securing an accurate, timely crash report is absolutely crucial for protecting your legal and financial future. It essentially provides the ironclad proof required to get your car fixed through insurance companies. It establishes fault if you need to file a legal proceeding, and it legally validates the cause and severity of your injuries. Plus, it immediately neutralizes any false accusations, like if another driver suddenly tries to claim it was a hit and run days after the fact. Simply put, this document is your ultimate shield.
One quick disclaimer to keep in mind. While this explainer maps out the current procedures, administrative rules and state fees can and do evolve. Always check the Mississippi Department of Public Safety website for the latest updates to make sure you have the most current information for your specific situation.
Because at the end of the day, knowledge is power, and getting this report is your very first major step toward resolution. But it kind of begs a bigger question. If this much crucial, life-impacting data is captured in a single document, are you absolutely certain your driving record actually reflects your true history? Now that you have the BAP to conquer the paperwork maze, it's time to take control of your claim today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, stay safe out there on the road.